The 17th century. Across the Indian subcontinent, powerful kingdoms fought for land, wealth, and power. Above them all stood the mighty Mughal Empire, ruled by Emperor Aurangzeb from the imperial city of Delhi. He dreamed of bringing all of India under his control. But beyond the reach of his armies stood the Sahyadri mountains, towering cliffs, dense forests, hidden valleys, and ancient stone forts created one of the most difficult landscapes in the world to conquer. On one of these mountain fortresses stood Shivneri Fort. In the year 1630, a child was born within its walls. His name was Shivaji. No one could have imagined that this young boy would one day change the course of Indian history. Shivaji's greatest teacher was his mother, Jijabai. She raised him with stories of courage, justice, honor, and sacrifice. She believed that a true king existed not to rule through fear, but to protect his people with wisdom and compassion. While other princes learned inside royal courts, Shivaji learned from nature itself. He climbed mountains, he crossed rivers, he explored forests. He studied every hidden trail and every narrow mountain pass. The Sahyadris became his classroom. They taught him patience, discipline, observation, and one unforgettable lesson: the strongest army does not always win. The one who understands the land often does. As Shivaji grew into a young leader, a powerful dream began to shape his future. He called it Swarajya, self-rule. A kingdom governed by its own people, a land where justice mattered more than fear. A homeland built to protect ordinary families instead of serving distant emperors. That dream would soon face its first great test. High above the valley stood Torna Fort, ancient, powerful, and believed to be impossible to capture. For Shivaji, it was far more than a fortress. It would become the first step toward building a new kingdom. The journey of Swarajya was about to begin. The dream of Swarajya could not remain only an idea. It needed a beginning. It needed a place from which freedom could grow. For Shivaji, that place was Torna Fort. Rising high above the Sahyadri mountains, Torna guarded important trade routes and mountain passes. Its towering walls and commanding position made it one of the strongest forts in the region. Most believed it could never be captured. Shivaji believed otherwise. He knew that victory was not always won by the largest army. It was earned through patience, preparation, and understanding the land. Together with his trusted Mavalas, Shivaji quietly studied the fortress. They watched the guards. They mapped the pathways. They learned the rhythms of the fort, waiting for the right moment to act. Every step was carefully planned. Every decision carried enormous risk. Failure would mean the end of a dream before it had truly begun. But Shivaji trusted his companions, and they trusted him. Under the cover of darkness, the small band moved through the rugged mountain trails. The same mountains that had raised Shivaji now became his greatest ally. They climbed silently toward the ancient fortress. The defenders never expected an attack from such difficult terrain. Using speed, discipline, and surprise, Shivaji's men entered the fort before the alarm could spread. Within hours, Torna was theirs. As the first light of dawn touched the Sahyadri mountains, a saffron flag rose above the stone walls. It was more than the capture of a fortress. It was the birth of a movement. For the first time, Swarajya had a home. News of the victory spread quickly across the region. Many saw only the fall of a single fort, but others recognized something far greater. A young leader had challenged powerful kingdoms and succeeded. The impossible no longer seemed impossible. From that historic day forward, the name Shivaji began to inspire hope. The capture of Torna marked the first chapter in an extraordinary journey. It was the moment when courage overcame fear, when vision became reality, and when the foundations of the Maratha kingdom were finally laid. This was only the beginning. The legend of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had begun.
The capture of Torna Fort marked more than a military victory. It announced the rise of a new power in Western India. Fort by fort, Shivaji expanded Swarajya. His growing influence inspired farmers, village leaders, and mountain warriors to join his cause. What had begun as a dream was becoming a kingdom. But every victory attracted new enemies. In the royal court of Bijapur, Shivaji's rapid success could no longer be ignored. The young leader who had once seemed insignificant was now capturing forts, strengthening his army, and challenging the authority of an established kingdom. The Sultan of Bijapur made a decisive choice. He summoned one of his most feared commanders, Afzal Khan, a giant of a man, known not only for his size, but also for his reputation as a ruthless and experienced general. He had crushed powerful enemies before, and believed this campaign would be no different. Confident of an easy victory, Afzal Khan marched toward the Sahyadris mountains with a massive army of cavalry, infantry, elephants, and artillery. His strategy was simple: force Shivaji into open battle, where overwhelming numbers would guarantee victory. As his army advanced, villages were burned, homes were destroyed, fields were abandoned. Ancient temples were attacked in an effort to provoke Shivaji into leaving the safety of the mountains. Fear spread across the countryside. Families fled into forests and hill forts, uncertain of what the future would bring. But Shivaji refused to be drawn into the trap. He understood that fighting Afzal Khan's enormous army on open ground would mean certain defeat. Instead, he relied on the lesson the Sahyadri mountains had taught him since childhood. Choose the battlefield. Control the moment. Never fight the enemy on the enemy's terms. Rather than rushing into war, Shivaji quietly prepared his own plan. He strengthened the defenses of Pratapgad fort, hidden deep within the mountains. Every pathway was studied. Every soldier knew his role. Every movement was planned with precision. Then came an unexpected message. Afzal Khan proposed a personal meeting. He promised peace. He offered friendship. He claimed he wished to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. Many believed the invitation was sincere. Others saw it as a deadly trap. Shivaji faced the most dangerous decision of his life: trust one of the most feared generals in India, or prepare for betrayal. High in the shadow of Pratapgad, two remarkable leaders moved toward a meeting that would change the course of history forever. The fate of Swarajya now rested on a single encounter.
day of the meeting arrived. Below the walls of Pratapgad fort, a special pavilion had been prepared. According to the agreement, Shivaji and Afzal Khan would meet with only a small number of attendants. But Shivaji knew that the promise of peace could hide a deadly trap. Beneath his clothing, he wore concealed armor. On one hand, he carried a weapon known as the Wagnach, the claws of the tiger. As Shivaji approached the pavilion, Afzal Khan waited with confidence. He saw before him a younger and smaller opponent, a mountain leader he believed could be easily overpowered. The two men exchanged formal greetings. Then Afzal Khan opened his arms and invited Shivaji into an embrace. For a brief moment, the surrounding mountains fell silent. Suddenly, Afzal Khan tightened his grip. He drew a concealed dagger and struck. But the blade failed to pierce Shivaji's hidden armor. In the same instant, Shivaji responded. The tiger claws tore through Afzal Khan's protection. The powerful general staggered backward as the meeting erupted into violence. Outside the pavilion, Afzal Khan's soldiers rushed forward. But Shivaji's trusted guards were ready. A signal echoed through the hills. Hidden Maratha forces emerged from the forests and mountain paths surrounding Pratapgad. The battlefield had been carefully chosen. Afzal Khan's enormous army could not move freely through the narrow valleys and steep terrain. Confusion spread through its ranks. From every direction, the Mavalas attacked with speed and precision. The mountains themselves seemed to fight beside them. Within hours, the army sent to destroy Shivaji was defeated. The victory at Pratapgad changed everything. Powerful rulers across the Deccan could no longer dismiss Shivaji as an insignificant rebel. He had defeated one of Bijapur's most feared generals, not through greater numbers, but through preparation, courage, and complete understanding of the land. Weapons, horses, supplies, and valuable territory now came under Maratha control. More importantly, the victory gave the people confidence. Swarajya had survived its greatest test. But success would bring even greater danger. The enemies surrounding Shivaji now understood the truth. The young leader of the Sahyadris was no longer building a distant dream. He was building a kingdom, and the struggle for its survival had only just begun. The defeat of Afzal Khan changed the balance of power across the Deccan. Bijapur had failed. Now, a far greater empire prepared to answer. The Mughal Empire commanded immense armies, vast resources, and the authority of Emperor Aurangzeb himself. He would not send another ambitious general. He would send an occupation. To lead the campaign, Aurangzeb chose one of his most trusted commanders, Shaista Khan, a veteran general, an imperial prince, and one of the most powerful men in the Mughal court. With thousands of cavalry, infantry, artillery, and supply columns, his army marched toward western India. His objective was clear: occupy Pune, control the surrounding countryside, and isolate Shivaji from the heart of Swarajya. Soon, Mughal banners flew over the city. Roads were guarded. Villages were searched. Military patrols watched every important route. At the center of the occupation stood Lal Mahal, the palace closely connected with Shivaji's childhood. For Shaista Khan, it was the perfect headquarters. For Shivaji, it was a painful reminder that his homeland was now under enemy control. A direct attack would have cost thousands of lives. Instead, Shivaji chose patience.
his trusted operatives quietly entered Pune. They observed guard rotations, patrol routes, supply movements, and the daily routines inside Lal Mahal. Every detail was carefully memorized. Every weakness was recorded. Slowly, a daring plan began to take shape. It was a mission few believed possible. A small group would enter a city occupied by one of the world's greatest armies, strike at its commander, and escape before the garrison understood what had happened. Only Shivaji's most trusted companions were selected. Weapons were wrapped to prevent noise, routes were planned, signals were agreed upon. There would be no unnecessary fighting. Speed, discipline, and complete surprise would decide everything. On the night of the 5th of April, 1663, Shivaji and his men entered Pune under the cover of darkness. Around them stood thousands of Mughal soldiers. One mistake, one alarm, could close every road leading out of the city. Moving silently through narrow streets they had known since childhood, the Marathas reached Lal Mahal. Hidden pathways and familiar surroundings became their greatest advantage. Inside the palace, the first moments belonged to surprise. But surprise could not last forever. Guards began raising the alarm, doors opened, voices echoed through the corridors. Without hesitation, Shivaji pressed forward towards Shaista Khan's chambers. In the confusion of the night, the two leaders came face to face. Shaista Khan managed to escape with a wounded hand. His son was killed during the fighting. Within moments, alarm drums echoed across Pune. Mughal soldiers rushed toward Lal Mahal from every direction. But the objective had already been achieved. Shivaji ordered an immediate withdrawal. His men disappeared into the darkness using carefully planned escape routes. Before dawn, they were already riding back toward the safety of the Sahyadris mountains. Behind them, one of the largest armies in India searched desperately for a handful of warriors who had struck at the very heart of Mughal power. The news reached Aurangzeb with devastating effect. Shivaji had not defeated the Mughal army. He had done something even more extraordinary. He had entered its most heavily guarded headquarters, wounded its commander, and escaped without being captured. Shaista Khan was removed from the Deccan, but Aurangzeb's determination only grew stronger. The conflict between the Mughal Empire and the Marathas had entered a far more dangerous chapter.
The daring raid on Lal Mahal had shaken the Mughal Empire. But Shivaji understood that courage alone could not sustain Swarajya. A kingdom needed soldiers, forts, supplies, and above all, resources. His attention turned north toward one of the wealthiest cities in Mughal India, Surat. A thriving port where merchants from Persia, Arabia, Europe, and across the Indian Ocean traded silks, spices, jewels, and precious metals. Its wealth strengthened the Mughal Empire. For Shivaji, Surat was not simply a city. It was the empire's financial lifeline. In January 1664, Maratha cavalry advanced with remarkable speed. Before Mughal commanders could organize an effective defense, Shivaji's forces had already reached the outskirts of Surat. Panic spread through the city. Officials retreated behind fortified positions. Merchants hurried to protect their fortunes. Under strict discipline, Maratha commanders seized wealth from Mughal officials, wealthy commercial houses, and government storehouses. The objective was clear: gather portable treasure. Avoid unnecessary delay. Withdraw before imperial reinforcements could arrive. Within days, the Marathas had vanished into the Sahyadris mountains. The raid dealt a serious blow to Mughal prestige. For Emperor Aurangzeb, it was no longer enough to send larger armies. A different strategy was needed. This time, He chose one of the empire's finest commanders, Mirza Raja Jai Singh, a respected Rajput ruler, experienced general, and skilled diplomat. Unlike previous commanders, Jai Singh understood his opponent. He knew that defeating Shivaji required more than strength. It required patience, planning, and political pressure. His campaign focused on isolating Swarajya before launching a decisive assault. Soon, the imperial army surrounded Purandar Fort. Heavy artillery pounded its defenses. Siege trenches crept steadily closer. Supply routes were cut. Inside the fort, Morarbaji Deshpande inspired the defenders to fight with extraordinary courage. Yet courage alone could not stop an empire. As food, ammunition, and hope began to fade, Shivaji faced one of the most difficult decisions of his life: continue the struggle and risk losing everything, or accept painful compromise. To preserve the future of Swarajya, he chose survival. Under the Treaty of Purandar, Shivaji surrendered 23 forts while retaining only 12. It was a painful setback, but Swarajya endured. Jai Singh then proposed a bold political solution. He urged Shivaji to meet Emperor Aurangzeb in person. Perhaps diplomacy could achieve what years of warfare had not. In 1666, Shivaji began the long journey north. Accompanied by his young son, Sambhaji, he left the familiar mountains of the Deccan and entered the heart of the Mughal Empire. For the first time in years, the lion of the Sahyadris stood far from his forts, his army, and the landscape that had always protected him. Agra was unlike anything he had ever seen. A vast imperial capital filled with magnificent palaces, powerful nobles, and endless displays of authority. On the 12th of May, 1666, Shivaji entered Aurangzeb's court expecting respectful negotiations. Instead, he was directed to stand among nobles of lower rank. Whether deliberate or ceremonial, the message was unmistakable. The emperor did not recognize him as an equal. Shivaji refused to remain silent. Before the greatest court in India, he openly protested the insult. The audience ended without agreement. Soon afterward, Mughal guards surrounded his residence. He had arrived as an honored guest. Now, he could no longer leave. Hundreds of miles from the Sahyadri mountains, with no army to command and no fortress to defend him, Shivaji found himself trapped inside the heart of the Mughal Empire. But even in captivity, his greatest weapon remained untouched: his mind. And within those guarded walls, a daring plan had already begun to take shape.
Days became weeks. Every visitor was recorded. Every basket was inspected. Every movement was watched. But even the strongest prison has one weakness: routine. Patiently, Shivaji studied every guard, every inspection, and every daily pattern. Exactly how he escaped remains one of history's greatest mysteries. Some accounts describe baskets. Others speak of disguises, deception, and careful planning. What history confirms is remarkable. Shivaji escaped from the heart of the Mughal Empire. When the guards finally entered his chambers, they found only silence. The prisoner was gone. Across Agra, alarm spread rapidly. Horsemen searched every road. Imperial orders raced across northern India. Yet Shivaji was already far away, moving south through changing routes, trusted allies, and carefully planned safe havens. After months of danger, the familiar peaks of the Sahyadri mountains appeared once again. Jijabai welcomed her son home. The Maratha commanders saw hope return. Their king had survived. But Shivaji knew that escape alone was not enough. Swarajya had to be rebuilt. Forts were repaired. Villages recovered. Trade resumed. Soldiers returned to their posts. The kingdom slowly regained its strength. One by one, the forts lost after the Treaty of Purandar returned to Maratha control. The saffron banner once again flew proudly across the Sahyadris. At Raigad, preparations began for a historic ceremony. Scholars, priests, commanders, and representatives gathered from across India. On the 6th of June, 1674, After decades of struggle, sacrifice, diplomacy, and extraordinary courage, Shivaji was crowned Chhatrapati, the sovereign ruler of the Maratha kingdom. It was more than the coronation of a king. It was the fulfillment of the dream of Swarajya, a kingdom built through determination, justice, and the unwavering spirit of its people. Shivaji Maharaj did more than win battles. He strengthened forts, protected trade, built a navy, created lasting institutions, and proved that courage, guided by wisdom, could reshape history. Even today, the winds that sweep across the Sahyadris mountains carry his legacy, not because he never faced defeat, but because after every setback, he rose again. That is why the world remembers him as the Lion of the Sahyadris, Chhatrapati Shivaji. Har Har Mahadev!